always say, how did you do that? Like I did anything. I didn't do anything. I said, tell me what happened. She goes, well, I got a call from a friend of mine the other day. And she said, Barbara, I know I haven't talked to you in 8 years. But I was meditating the other day on how I could make my marriage work, and I literally heard a voice say, if you give your inheritance to Barbara Taylor, the marriage will work. So I'm calling you to let you know I want to give you my inheritance.
Oh my God.
Now Barbara Taylor, whose jaw is now dropped, says, I don't want your inheritance, I just want to borrow $400. Take the inheritance. Now, I'm just telling you some of my favorites. I just want you to know every single awakening, I have half a dozen stories like that. Matter of fact, Zen's not in the room now, but Zen's one of those people that was in Manifesting Money last year. And sometime during that workshop, I'll say, do you all want to know who's going to be in this year's awakening? They'll go, yeah. I go, great. You're all going to know in the next few minutes. And one at a time I ask them, are you going to be in the awakening? Now when I asked Zan, she was like, absolutely. And she had no idea where the money was going to come from. But her intention was absolutely 100%. Then I go to Nikki and it's like, are you going to be in the awakening? Well, I really want to be. Nope, she ain't going to be there. Now during that course, she actually changed her mind and she manifested the money. Sarah didn't get in until the first full day of the awakening. She was sitting on the couch over here as a guest, and all of a sudden the money showed up. Look, and guys, I'm teaching you about money, but I'm telling you, it's not about money, it's about everything in your life. Intention is the key to everything. Okay, get a partner, share with your partner anything that you've just realized as I've been teaching you about manifesting money. Go.
So, what do you think about that? Thank you, though. Well, they move in a way of like what they do when they're so what they did is they did something called double practice, and they were shooting particles to the school, and when they shot the slates, they would just go like right on the wall. They were particles both going into a spot individually, and they would like so this is basically like over and over again. That's called the
Okay, wrap it up. Last thing I'll say is that anybody who plays the game during manifesting money and goes for it, even if they don't get the money for the awakening. I mean, you know, the good thing about signing up for the awakening is that if you sign up for it and you don't make it this year, you can actually hold this year's prices for next year. You get 1 year to make it up, and, you know, most likely you can do it within a year. Now, for those of you who aren't scraping by and would actually like to know the best way to get where you want to go, I'm going to show you what we call the 3 pillars of transformation. Because they're all different and they're all powerful. When you combine 2 of them, it's 1 + 1 is 5. When you do all 3, it's 1 + 1 + 1 is 10. A life-changing experience is the awakening, which we've just been discussing. Long-term consistent support is movement to mastery. That's an 8 or 9 month program where you meet twice a month in the evening. You can either do a minimal amount of weekend workshops if you're really busy, like 3 of them, or you can do all of them. like a workshop every month. It's up to your time. And you've heard people talk about how amazing, movement to mastery is. The last one is private personal coaching, which is one-on-one. And anybody who's had a chance to do one-on-one with either me or Lori knows that you can spend $50 or $100 on a coach with less experience. When you spend a little more for a coach with more experience, you're actually getting, 5 or 10 times the value than a less expensive person. So I'm expensive and I'm worth it, because any money you spend with me, it's like what Sarah said, I'd give Gary all the money in the world if I had it, So Shelley's working with me, Tony's working with me, other people are working with me. I get people from around the country who call me by phone, that kind of thing. So if you want to do all three of them, there's ways to actually do that. Actually, Ennis, did I give you the updated strategist form, or did Alice give it to you? Good. I want you and Alice, or whoever's going to be doing the strategy sessions, to know that I've changed some of the stuff for the $15,000 and the $20,000 program. So just
But
look
it's
at.
changed on there?
It's changed on there.
Okay.
Okay. So, if you have questions about this, talk to me or one of my, or Alice or Ennis anytime, okay? Great. Now, the rest of the afternoon is going to be about breaking out of eggshells. Because life is one continuous process of breaking out of the eggshell. Now, what do you suppose happens to human beings when they're not safe enough or brave enough to actually break out of life's next eggshell? Call it out. Don't even raise your hand. Just call it out.
Go inward.
The thing gets bigger.
Get stuck. Black hole.
All the above.
Don't fulfill purpose. Feel guilty.
Wow.
Nothing.
Stagnant.
Yeah.
Right.
They die.
What happens when they're brave enough or safe enough to break out of the next life's next eggshell?
You get more freedom.
You
You
get to
shine.
live. Play.
Yes. Good.
Smaller
Kellyanne, are you tied up with something?
I'm waiting.
I got it. Thank you.
Sorry, guys.
She's signing up for the awakening.
Yeah.
If any of you at some moment decide that you're ready to sign up for the awakening, do me a favor, okay? Because it will help the energy in the room. Interrupt me, or no matter what I'm doing, and just stand up and say, I'm here and I'm ready to live my dreams.
I'm here and I'm ready to live my dreams, Gary.
Thank you. Acknowledge.
Yeah. To be a real woman. Oh, yeah.
I thought she was a real woman already.
Well, I didn't know this, okay?
Now, this afternoon is going to be a chance to break out of your fear and stretch beyond your own limits. To go beyond what is between you and your dreams. We're going to give you an opportunity playing games and exercises to progressively turn up the juice, okay? We want you to participate as much as you can give yourself permission to. But I don't want, if we keep turning up the juice and at some point you realize you're just not brave enough or safe enough to go to the next level, then don't worry about it. Don't give yourself any grief. You know what I mean? All participation is voluntary. It's your game. It's up to you. Okay? Now let me teach you about the power of stretch. Don't you love the stretches in Movement to Mastery for 30 days to peak performance?
Oh, yeah.
So
Love them and
much.
hate them. Love
So
them and
much.
hate
I mean,
them.
they're not causing any anxiety at all, Gareth.
Yeah.
None.
Cool, calm, collected.
Love them and hate them.
If you want to accelerate the pace at which you grow or rise to higher ground and the blessings that await you on higher ground, stretch. Any exercises where you express yourself at 100% anchors in your intention deeply on all levels. Most people are dedicated to comfort, not courage. Comfortable is not alive. Living inside the box is not alive. As Helen Keller said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing. So remember I talked about how the fight or flight mind is a machine and it will use up your life? I want you to imagine that you're going to buy a ticket to a theater and you go to the ticket office and you go, "What's playing today?" And the person says, "It's a great movie. It's called The Worst Things in Your Life, based on over 2 billion of the worst moments in your life, now playing." And you're like, "All right, give me a ticket." That's in one theater. In the other theater, it's like, "What's playing?" And the person says, "Well, the best you have the power to imagine now playing." But you rarely take that ticket.
It's more expensive.
It looks like it's more expensive. It's actually a lot less expensive.
Yeah.
When people are dedicated to their fear, they don't realize they're living in a minefield. Now, the swivel chair, whenever you experience anything, you perceive anything threatening or uncomfortable, automatically turns to the fear-based theater. Is it uncomfortable if you have to wake up earlier than you want to wake up?
Yep.
So right off the bat, you're in the fear-based theater. Now the interesting thing about the swivel chair is that it automatically goes to the negative, but it does not automatically return to the positive until you do one of the 7 things that is in the book. It stays in the negative theater because it's a machine. That's what it's designed to do.
What are the 7 things?
It's not a self. What was that?
What are the 7 things?
What are the 7 things?
From the book.
Right in this book.
From the book. This book.
You guys have gone over them yet?
No, I went over a couple of them, like honor your truth, connecting your activities to the dream, that kind of stuff. And the fight or flight mind will always use making others wrong and us right, blaming others and justifying ourselves, dominating others and avoiding domination, things like that, to make sure that it protects itself, okay? So most people's lives, they're sitting in the fear-based theater and they're watching a movie that they really don't like. Because, you know, it's one thing after another, as Rosanna Dana would say. It's one thing after another. First, it's like, that alarm, I hate waking up this early in the morning. Then they look at the movie, it's like, the coffee machine broke. Oh, my kid is driving me nuts. Oh, I-15, oh, come on. What's with the traffic? Oh, my boss, I just like to punch him in the face. All through the day.
Kind of a sucky day.
One thing after another that doesn't fit my pictures. You know when you were babies and life didn't fit your pictures? You learned, and somebody would come and fix it. So if life ever doesn't fit your pictures, you do a mature version of that. You complain and whine and all kinds of stuff. Now, I know when this movie will go away. This movie will go away when I turn 18. Yeah, that's it. Nobody will tell me what time to go to bed. I'll have my own rules. That didn't make the movie go away. See, I know when I fall in love, we'll get married and have a house and a white picket fence and a dog and have some kids, and it'll be great. This movie will go away. That definitely wasn't it. Definitely.
Plot twist.
Spoiler alert.
I know. When I make a lot of money, that's the ticket. I'll have 2 months of wages in the bank, and we'll go to Hawaii and have a lot of fun. Every person who's made any real money knows that their money puts them right back where they started. Highest per capita depression in the country, Hawaii. All those rich people sitting around with the coconuts, depressed. No, I know. It'll all be different when I retire. Let me tell you, if you are waiting, now you know, David looks over at Elisa and goes, she's got a pretty good mind, a pretty good consciousness. I don't like my Wilbur. I want to trade my Wilbur for her Wilbur.
Good luck with that, buddy. Mine's combat tested.
I'll switch anytime.
Oh, talent.
Oh, yeah.
And in this corner.
I love the Wilburs.
Now the theater,
That movie?
the theater of love and play is literally based on the best you have the power to imagine. Now playing. It's that moment when you laugh so hard you fall on the floor with laughter. When you're skiing and you realize that you don't have to worry about how to ski, you're just going with the flow and you disappear into the action, and then you hear this, you're on the chair and you hear somebody go, "Yee-haw!" And you go, I remember that. It's that moment when you're teaching, being a gift, and you don't even know what you're about to say next, and it just comes out and it's magical. It's that moment in sex when you look like an absolute idiot. Let me tell you, if you look cool, calm, and collected during sex, you're not having a lot of fun.
I mean the O face. Oh. That's what you're talking
Nothing like sex to get the audience laughing, you know? Okay, so now we're going to play some games, let you have a chance to stretch, get beyond your own Wilbur. Now, I want you to take all of your personal belongings, put them on the edges of the room, but not in front of my whiteboard, and take the chairs and put them on the edges of the room.
We would manage to get sex without Nico. I'm gonna let her know.
We're improving.
Do you want them folded or still soft?
Folded. Once you put your chairs up, I want you to get a partner and share with your partner what is the dream that you're going to play this afternoon, like your dream depends on it.
That's my dream. That's my dream. Okay. I think so. What one is the? Not yet. First we have to do the. Yeah. I don't know.
Hell yeah!
I removed the kitty for 3 days. So my ideal partner.
It's actually perfect.
Right now. That's my dream. I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream, baby. Hell yeah! Love it! Oh, is she really? Yeah.
Have a card. Have this number in your backpack.
Okay, everybody, come down to this side of the room. You're gonna stand behind this wall where the music table is. Come and stand on this side. Behind that line on the top. Okay, now we're gonna play red light and green light. Now the way it works is when I say green light and turn around, your job is to try to get as close, because the first person who touches the music stand is the winner. Okay? Now, if I turn around but I forget to say green light, I'm still in red light, so I can turn back around and catch you. Okay? If I'm turned this way and I forget to say red light, if I don't say anything, I turn around, you can still keep going because I haven't said red light. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Now, let me tell you. No, we're just gonna play the game now. I want you to know, however you play anything in life is the way you play every